Hi guys, so today we'll be going over how to sex your koi fish. This is going to be a relatively short guide, and bear in mind the method I'm going to be using today only really works primarily in the summer or in the springtime when they're getting ready to spawn. But what I've got in front of you here are 2 male koi and 1 female koi that I'm going to be using to spawn this year, as you can see in my other videos. And I'm going to say off the bat is, just from the body shape, just which ones do you think are male, which ones do you think are female? Now bear in mind 2 of these are male. Now body type is the first real show of what sex a fish is, and with a male what you're looking for is quite a long slender build, and then for a female you're looking for a much stockier, wider build. And I think from that it's quite obvious to see that this one here is a female, just from how wide the fish is compared to its length. And then these 2 here, as you can see there, especially the tail section thins off quite drastically. As you can see here, the tail section thins off quite a lot as well, whereas with this fish there's a lot more girth towards the end of the koi, and that's probably one of the main sort of signs you're going to see to tell the difference. Now the second sign that I've seen is actually probably the most easiest, but it only works in the spring, and that is feeling the gill plates of your koi. Now these male koi here, if you feel their gill plates in the summer and the springtime, they're going to feel like sandpaper, especially like the head and the pectoral fins here. They're all going to feel like sandpaper, and that's because they use that to sort of like brush up against the female. And trust me, you will know. In the past I wasn't too sure, but if you even the scales of the fish, like even the sides like this, they just feel like sandpaper. And what you can actually see sometimes are bumps on the gill plates here. If you look, kind of hard to show you, but on the side of the fish, sometimes you get bumps. These fish don't have that, but some of my other males have bumps on them. And what you want to feel for on the fish, if it feels like it's very fuzzy, or if it feels like it's got sandpaper on its gills, that will mean it's a male, like just off the bat, 100%. It's probably the easiest way, in my opinion, to tell. It's just by feeling the gills. The other way to know, other than the vents, because looking at vents sometimes for newer beginners can be quite hard, it's just off behaviour, or just letting them spawn in the first place. Like this one here, I didn't know was a female until I just let it spawn. And then from that, you just note down which ones are spawning, which ones are getting chased. Because the ones getting pushed around and chased are usually the females, well they're always going to be the females, and the ones chasing are usually the males. The next step is obviously going to be the vents, which I'll show you now. Now as you can see, the male has quite a long, slender vent, and then when you give it a little push, it will secrete, obviously, liquid. But that's what a male vent will look like. I'll put a little diagram up to show you the difference between male and female. But a male vent is quite long and slender, and it should be the same with this male here. As you can see, it's the same story with this one's vent. Very long, very thin, and that's just a telltale sign that this fish is a male. I'll put another diagram up again just to show you. Now finally the female vent, I'll just show you this one now. As you can see, it is... As you can see, the female vent is just a lot wider. It's a lot wider, a lot more pink. It's just a much wider vent in general. The male vent will be a lot thinner, and the female vent will be a lot wider. That's basically the main telltale sign. That's literally how you should sex your koi. It's as simple as that. If you're still struggling after that, then like I said, the main sign is just let them spawn naturally for the first year, and then just note down which ones you're seeing chasing the females and which ones you're seeing, getting bashed around. That is probably the easiest way. So first off, just look at body shape, make sure they're thin. Second, check the gills in the spring, see if they have sandpaper on them or not, feel like how the texture is. And then third and final is just to check the vents. But yeah, that's how you sex your koi, guys. Hope that helps.